Hi guys, welcome back to Rancor Reptiles. I'm back with another video. Welcome back. So today I want to talk about what to do after your eggs successfully hatch. It's one thing breeding ball pythons. It's another thing taking care of the hatchlings. Now after your eggs hatch or you cut or whatever they crawl out of the egg, you want to make sure that I usually transfer them over to a nice clean bin like this one. No vermiculite or anything on the bottom. Paper towel and water. Make sure it's nice and humid. Throw them back into the incubator where it's nice and warm, and let them shed out. Now that process might take quite a bit of time. Probably take about a week or two. Some snakes just really don't want to climb out of the egg, and then they really takes a while for them to shed out. Now these guys crawled out of the egg about I want to say about 5 days ago. They crawled out. Now they are barely beautiful snakes, of course. Look at these guys. My pastel spot nose to my Batman. Now these guys have barely become blue-eyed. First sign that well, no, it's not the first sign. Pink belly would be the first sign. However, blue eyes was probably the most obvious indicator that they are going to shed out. Now some people like to remove the snakes as they shed out, throw them into their own tubs. However, I wait for everyone to shed out. The reason for that is because I believe that the friction between siblings, snakes rubbing up against each other, helps them all shed out. So if you were to have a problem shed, maybe having them all together would have helped with that issue. Now, after you throw them back into the incubator and you wait for them to shed out. Now, when everyone sheds out, what do? Well, you're gonna throw them into a baby wreck, like this guy right here. These are FP80s, I think. Too spicy. This guy's not that spicy. Very beautiful spot nose. Now, this guy here has already eaten like 6 times. So he's ready to go, and I saw no issue with putting him on coconut core or coconut fiber here. For hatchlings, what you might want to do is, instead of that type of substrate, just straight paper towel. They'll urinate and defecate all over the tub, and it'll get real smelly real fast. However, this is the best bet for them. It just helps them eat, and having them stink up their tub a little bit, I believe, helps with their comfort. So if your room smells like you'll probably feel a little more comfortable than your room smelling like someone else's. Now you're gonna throw them into a rack like this. The important key here is not to feed them right away, okay? Right out of the egg, they're not hungry. They're still digesting their yolk. They'll take them a while for them to, to become even think of eating. So the moment you offer them food and they turn it down, that automatically develops this really bad habit of them turning down food. So the first time you want to offer them food, you want to make sure that you give it to them at the most optimum time for them to create like these positive vibes with feeding, right? Which is very important, that if you are feeding live, I feed these guys pups. However, they're frozen. If you're feeding live rodents to your snakes, you want to make sure that they don't bite, okay? A young snake that gets bit might get put off of food completely for a very long time. I've seen that happen quite a bit. Don't let that happen to you, okay? So you put them on paper towel, you wait around, I think you should wait around a week and a half after they shed out to even offer them food. Now, what I did with all these snakes is I offered them pinky rats, I'm sorry. Most people strongly suggest offering them mice. However, if I offer them pinky rats and they take, I don't see any reason why not to try. Of course, you can always fall back to the mice for later on. However, if your snake can eat rats right off the bat, why wouldn't you try? So if you would like, you can try pinky rats, or if you don't want to risk and risk bad eating habits, you can always just try the mice. However, you want to, like I said, you want to make sure you feed them about a week and a half after they shed out to even try. I've seen some people wait 2 weeks to make sure they're hungry. I think that would be the limit. Otherwise, the snake, I think, would be suffering a little bit. Right? So once they eat around their 4th or 5th meal, they're ready. Once they eat the 5th meal, I throw them on fiber. That way, if they poop or pee, easy cleanup for me. All of these guys, in the beginning, I used the tallies. However, after they ate their 5th meal, I just kind of stopped keeping count. Alright, you want to make sure you keep count of the amount of times they eat, the amount of times they shed, and their weight. If you are selling your snakes, weights are pretty important, because if you're selling a 150 gram baby, it's very different than a 50 gram baby. Okay, it makes a bit of difference. Alright, so basically you leave them in the incubator until they shed out. You put them in your rack and you don't mess with them for a week and a half. Then you feed. I would not recommend messing with them in between them, like holding them and stuff. I would just say open up their tub, check them for water and urates, and then leave them alone. Okay, they're babies. The world's a scary place when you're a noodle with a head. And that's about it. This is a limited experience. However, I think this is fairly straightforward on what to do. So after these guys shed out, I'm probably going to make a update video on all of these guys, and I hope you look forward to that. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Short little video. However, from egg to hatchling to juvenile to adult, pretty easy, standard care. Alright guys, well, look at my feet. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for coming by and checking me out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.